Welcome into the Tri-Oval office. I'm Cayden, who recently had surgery. That's Grant, who lost a fight to a stingray. We had a week, and I hope you had a wonderful week celebrating July 4th holiday because NASCAR put on a show. Maybe not on the 4th, but on the 5th. Well, actually on the 4th too, because the O'Reilly series was fantastic as well. But they put on a show for America's 250th, and we get to break it all down for you. How are you doing today, Grant?
I may have lost the battle, but I did not lose the war against that stingray. There will be vengeance, and I have recently purchased a spear gun.
Um,
Now, you want no part of tangling with those suckers. I found that out the hard way.
so he is
That
not
joke
Steve
hurts.
Irwin. He's survived. It's all
He got
good.
me in the foot, not the heart. So
Yeah. Did it
I
go
will
like
say though, good grief, Steve, I understand it, brother.
I mean, it's
I mean,
just like little swords with poison on them. So I mean, yeah, of
yeah,
course they hurt.
yeah, it was
Um,
no bueno. But the racing was fun, and I got my hat finally. Came in the mail after the Corey Heim shop decided to finally ship it after weeks of sitting there waiting. It felt like.
I was gonna say I don't know. I felt like that. Well, did you order it after San Diego or before?
I ordered it the day of San Diego.
Okay, so that's actually pretty quick for NASCAR merch.
It's two. It was no. I mean, for yeah. I mean, it depends on what it is. I mean, not to brag on my boys, but the RFK boys, they get their stuff out quick. It was 2 day shipping. This was 2 day shipping because that was the only option,
Oh,
and it took them 2 weeks to put in the mail. I'm like, I could drive to Charlotte and put it in a box for you.
oh, you'll be in Charlotte probably by the time their diecast is ready. So,
No, not even close. Give it another 3 months. Now,
but let's.
estimated ship date 1/31/27.
Ooh, okay. So just in
Woof.
time for the Daytona 500.
Just in time to get it hopefully signed at Atlanta 1 next year.
Yep. And we go to Atlanta 2 this week. I'm
Oh,
excited for the
good.
race. I will not be there. You will be there.
I will be there.
But I will be watching at home eagerly. And
Oh, yes.
um, but we're kind of on a roll with good racing because San Diego was probably the best road course race we've had in years.
Yes, it was awesome.
Sonoma had a good finish with Briscoe trying to chase down SVG. And then here we are. Chicagoland did not disappoint. I was looking forward to this race a lot. Chicagoland was not one of my favorite tracks back in the day, but with the way the next gen car races, this track is awesome.
It's just perfect for the next gen.
So even with tires not wearing out as much as people thought they might, you still had to be careful because I mean Briscoe there at the end was holding on for dear life with Christopher Bale coming, and his tires were only a few laps newer. So
Oh, yeah.
that was very exciting, and what a win for Briscoe. So this was a deserved win. He may not have been the fastest car all day, but he was one of the top 2 to 3 cars all day long, and especially on the long runs, he was good. James Small made the strategy to bring him in a lap early, and he passes William Byron in the cycle and never really looked back. He never relinquished that lead. So, your thoughts on a much needed win for Christopher Bell? He needs one too, but Chase Briscoe.
It was a matter of time. I think we both were sitting here kind of just twiddling our thumbs, waiting for one of the Joe Gibbs killer bees to get that first win, and it finally happened. It was going to be one of the two, and I really thought it was going to be Bell. The way that Briscoe kind of looked towards the end in that lap traffic, I was like, man, he's going to get ate up. But man, if you just stick your nose on the high line, you're not getting past unless the car behind you is substantially faster and they can just really, or they're on a lot newer tires and they can just roll the bottom. But that's the only way they were getting around you, or you just had to get the crap side drafted out of you or something like
Well,
that.
at
There was
least
not many ways around that. Just you could carry so much momentum and get to the throttle so much faster, and you just
but
take off.
the high side absolutely ate your tires up. So it
Yeah,
was really it was a balance of what you needed at the moment.
yeah.
So I think that I love Chicagoland. It was probably resembled Charlotte the most of any track. Charlotte's a little bit racier. It also had a little bit of Nashville energy from this past time we went to Nashville, but I don't think it's as racy as Charlotte. I don't think it's as racy as like Kansas, for example. But I think it's on tier with Las Vegas. I
It
think
was
that's a
pretty good. I mean,
it was a
I'd put
very
it a
very good
half
race.
tier. I'd put it in an in between tier. I thought it was better than Vegas.
So I think definitely we'll get into the return to Chicagoland and everything that goes into the logistics of that. But I loved this race. And I actually didn't know if Bell was going to win because I thought Hamlin was going to come out of nowhere and catch both of them.
Wouldn't have been the
And
most surprising thing ever.
because the just absolute run that Denny Hamlin is on right now, where it feels like he cannot be stopped. I thought he was going to come just from it was what 9 seconds back at one point. And you just look up on the ticker and it's 2.5 seconds, and you're like, oh,
Like, great.
Denny's there. So if he didn't hit the wall, I think he would have got there.
He would have been. It would have been a three-way battle for sure. I don't know if he could have got around the 19 because I don't know if either of those cars. I don't think Denny was substantially better. I mean, he was a little bit better, but
Well, the reason Briscoe was able to hold off Seabell was because he was able to aero block. Like he
yeah,
could pack the air. You can't do that with two cars coming.
yeah.
So
That's what I'm saying. It may not have been the 11 that won. It may have let the 20 win.
true.
So it would have been. It would have been a. I don't think the 19 would have won if if it's a three-car battle.
Yeah. I think the 19 was screwed if Denny got there.
Yeah,
I think that it would have allowed either the 20 by him or the 11 by or both.
yeah.
So
But good looking 19 car to get the win though.
very good looking 19 car. Only his sixth win in the Cup Series. It feels like a lot
Feels
more
light.
than that.
Feels light.
Which, granted, he won what? Like, it felt like he won like half the races in the back half of the season last year,
Every win at Stewart Haas counts as two.
at least. The Darlington, his win at Darlington, where he held off Kyle Busch,
That counts as like five.
that should be about 5 wins. So we talked about it last week, though. It feels like Briscoe or Seabell might be the kind of guy that people are sleeping on for the chase for actually winning a championship. In that scenario, we said, could they win it without winning a race before the chase started? I argued yes. You were a little bit more skeptical, but we won't have to deal with that scenario for Chase Briscoe, who is now sneakily
Eighth
eighth in
points.
points. So, and he is right there with Chris Buescher for seventh. So,
One
um,
more win.
one more
He's
win,
sitting real pretty.
and he's getting hot at the right time. I mean, he was
Yeah.
second last week. He was the best, probably the best car last week. It's just that SVG is a demigod on road
Yeah.
courses. So,
Finished second in Atlanta, won this year.
and then he gets to go back this year. Toyota's struggle, or not Toyota. JGR has struggled at the plate tracks this year, so I'm curious to see what they have changed from Talladega and Atlanta and Daytona going back now a second time.
Yeah.
So this is, and obviously I think this is important as we keep looking at the way Toyota is just ahead of the pack, but we still expect, Chevy should be catching up, especially Hendrick. Hendrick has been off, but they've had some speed.
This week was pretty promising.
This week showed some stuff. Larson was a top 3 car before he just was overly aggressive and beached himself in the dirt. And then William Byron dominated this race. He had the best run on. He had by far the best short run car. So I just think that the long green flag run to end it did not do him any solids, but respectable. I mean, he comes away with a very good finish and sweeps the stages.
Yeah.
So a very, very needed day for William Byron. And something I wanted to point it out. I mean, this is his track type that he is very, very good at, even this year where he has struggled. I mean, he was third, I believe, at Vegas. He came out third a few weeks ago at either Pocono or Michigan. So he's starting to turn it on at this style of track. It's just Toyota right now has such a better car than everybody else. So, but my point of going to Atlanta is it's the first time we are returning to a track this season. I want to see the difference from how dominant Toyota was in the back half of that race to how they look the second time through? Are they going to just, especially 2311, are they just going to get even more dominant? Or will someone like Penske get their stuff together? Will Hendrick be able to stay in one piece this time? Will JGR actually be competitive? I think that that's something to look at as we go to Atlanta, but that's for next episode.
Or will they all wreck on the backstretch like last summer?
Pretty much. I mean, the summer race is pretty, well, yeah, the summer race is pretty chaotic normally. So you start to feel that the clock ticking a little bit once
Yeah.
you get to Atlanta too.
A lot
So
of guys feel this is one of their only chances to win.
and I think that there's definitely going to be some guys that we're talking about next episode that we don't normally talk about very
Definitely.
much. Which we talk about a lot of guys. We cover more people than I think most NASCAR shows do.
Yeah.
But we might even mention, a Cole Custer or a Cody Ware next week. Who knows? Probably
Mm,
not. Probably not. Atlanta actually requires more skill than Daytona or Talladega. But
yeah, I was about to say, don't stretch it.
we are looking now. I'm trying to see if any other interesting things. Corey Heim. I wanted to talk Toyota in general. So all four JGR Toyotas, top 8, including 1, 2, 3. Bubba came up 6th. I thought he was gonna.
He
I
had a
thought
rocket ship, I thought.
I thought his car was fantastic, both in looks and speed. My
Yeah.
goodness, that car. He manages to get around Blaney, gives a fantastic soundbite for the TV broadcast. But you can't be disappointed in 6th, but it felt like he had the car to do a little bit more. It just didn't seem to work out for him timing wise. Whatever. This is something we said new Bubba versus old Bubba. This is a race that old Bubba would have found a way to slip, and he finishes in the 20s
Yeah.
because he wrecks or spins out with 40 to go. So good finish for Bubba. I wanted to point out too, his 2311 teammates, Corey Heim, in his first Cup race back, secures another top 10 finish in 9th, and that was based on speed. That wasn't
That
a
was
strategy
qualifying.
call.
Yeah, qualifying in the back because he has to go out first.
Yeah, so very, very good run for Corey Heim, and he is doing this now pretty consistently in the Cup Series. He'll wreck out some because he's not used to the next gen car. That's fine. Typically, something I've noticed is your DNFs are your faster cars because they are pushing the limit a little bit more than, say, a back marker like Cody Ware or Cole Custer or someone like that. Not to pick on those guys. But your typical, like, more DNFs are guys you associate with being aggressive and having fast cars. So,
Like Connor's, never mind.
well, I mean, we'll talk about it. Once again, did not go to Funky Town. It was Torture City yet again for the 19-year-old.
Complete a lab challenge impossible.
Good Lord, man. He's going through it. But Corey Heim has more top 10s on the season than Connor Zilic has in his career. So, and I think it's by a substantial margin at this point. I think this is what, 3 or 4 Cup Series
That's a
Cup Series
ridiculous
top
stat.
10s career wise for Corey Heim, because he got one at Bristol last summer, a win at San Diego. Didn't he finish top 10 somewhere else early in the year?
I can't remember where else. Yeah, he ran the. Where did he run that green car?
Well, he led a bunch of laps at Texas, but he wrecked out of that.
Well,
Um,
that was an alt strategy
that was a
too.
weird strategy, but still, it's kind of crazy. Corey Heim is not full time in any series, and he's getting more laps registered in the next gen car than Connor Zilic is right
Full
now.
time. Crazy.
So it's
Such a dog.
it's ridiculous. Riley Herbst, another fantastic showing from him. He comes up with a top 10 finish. I think it's a little bit too late for him to be making a run towards the chase line, because he is, where are you, Riley? Right. Well, he's 24th, but he's a ways out. I mean,
Yeah.
he would need a win next week and maybe a Daytona to reel in the tag. But Riley Herbst is showing noticeable improvement now from year 1 to year 2. Year 1, he didn't look like he belonged to the Cup Series. Now, I mean, there are some open jobs. I personally, because Noah Gragson has been rumored heavily for the RCR 33 or whatever they decide to label it.
Yeah.
I would consider Riley Herbst before I considered Noah Gragson.
I agree. Well,
I don't
yeah.
know. I think Riley's in better equipment, but this is also only his second year in the Cup Series, and you know he brings a ton of money. That's how he got that car in the first place. So I don't know. I just think he's gonna find somewhere to drive in the
Oh
Cup
yeah, for
Series.
it won't be. Yeah, I still lean probably the 84.
So yeah, I think he'll be in the 84, but I think that's a sneaky pick for an RCR entry next year.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that actually too. I don't
So
know. Yeah, I get, and they're also kind of they could. I feel like they could use that kind of sponsor money.
yeah, not that Gregson doesn't bring sponsorship, but I think Riley Herbst is less controversial and it's solely tied to him.
Yeah.
But let's move on. Speaking of RCR, to the elephant in the room. Austin Hill and SVG once again found each other on the racetrack. This time, SVG saw the 33 ahead of him and just said, I'm not lifting, and shipped him. He said he got tied underneath him. Let's call a spade a spade. SVG punted Austin Hill into the corner.
Let's
And
just rewind what he said about when he witnessed what Ryan Priest did, and just roles reversed.
exactly. So we had that happen kind of later into stage one. Before that, Zane Smith, once again, didn't say anything over the radio because everyone's learning from Ryan Priest. But I thought he wiped out Hosefar on purpose, but he didn't pull the maneuver off correctly and also wrecked himself. So, yeah, not a
Two for
great
one.
2 for 1. Those guys have a little bit of history just because they've always kind of been near each other in every stage of their journey in the sport. So very kind of interesting there. I believe Hocevar wrecked Smith at Iowa last year, if I
No,
remember correctly.
I do not
But
remember
it
that.
feels like those guys have had a few run-ins in the past. Obviously, you know the history between SVG and Austin Hill. Hill got it
Hill and
just
Van Guggenheimer.
yep, Van Guggenheimer or however you say his name. So Austin Hill just doesn't make the corner, wrecks both SVG and Connor Zilich at San Diego. The week before at Pocono, he got loose underneath SVG and wound up spinning him. And then, I mean, this goes back to when SVG was in the, at the time, Xfinity Series. And the first road course race there, because it was Coda, and Austin Hill cost SVG the win there. And then the next road course race was Sonoma, so SVG won. Austin Hill flipped him the bird, and so he drifted around him the whole
Pretty
way through.
epic.
Those are two guys that just do not like each other. So I don't know. I think we can be honest with ourselves because we don't have to be politically correct and walk tiptoes around the NASCAR competition committee. That was absolutely 100% on purpose, but Austin Hill deserved it. He has done so much against SVG just this season that he absolutely deserved to be punted there. Maybe you can question the safety. Maybe you pick a different spot to do it. You pick a low. I mean, you were coming to Iowa in a few weeks. That would be a better place to do it than Chicagoland, where we're going pretty fast into the corner. But it is what it is. I don't see. I don't think that NASCAR is going to suspend SVG, and I don't think they should because I get that this is way more egregious than what Ryan Priest did, and he got well, maybe not suspended.
I would
SVG.
say it's more egregious.
I think the only thing. Well, we don't even know if Ty Gibbs and Priest had contact. Like it was pretty. It seemed pretty obvious to me, at least. I'm not a race car driver that SVG just shipped him.
Yeah,
So
I'd be shocked if anything came of that.
I don't think they're
That is
gonna.
also not what I thought you were going to say when you said we don't have to be politically correct on this channel.
Yeah,
I thought you were totally going to be like, it's clear Austin Hill does not like foreigners.
I mean,
And I was like, I
there's
guess we're
always.
going there.
I mean, there's always one in the garage.
Yeah.
Multiple. Ricky Stenhouse is also pretty guilty of that over the years. Um. Anyways, but since they didn't say anything on the radio, NASCAR is not going to punish them, and I think it's a. I prefer when NASCAR lets people have at it. I'm still mad they penalized Priest over what I think is a nothing burger.
Yeah.
So I don't think
I
they'll
think
do
it was. I
anything.
think this is a good look the other way moment if you just take the whole thing into context.
I think it's a very good look the other way moment, at least for SVG and then Zane Smith. I don't think either of them are going to get any punishment. Um,
Zane Smith, that's punishment enough. You wrecked yourself too, idiot. Like,
yeah. So he ruined his day very early into this race. I think it was like,
yeah,
what, 11 laps in? So, yeah, just not a good look. However, I do think that NASCAR is going to take a look at Austin Hill because I sent you this clip earlier in the day because TV did not cover it. On his way to the garage and hearing all the audio, you hear the spotter, "Hey, keep your cool, stay on the apron." Speeds up, passes two cars. I believe it was Hocevar and maybe Gibbs, Herbst. I don't know. I can't remember the second car. And stops right there for SVG, pulls right alongside, and just slams him in the left front. Um, so no damage to SVG, but I mean, he still sped up under caution, passed cars under caution, and made contact, deliberate, intense contact with another car under caution. That is where I think NASCAR is going to actually do something. Like I
that's
think
where they
that
might draw the line. It's probably a good line to draw too.
I mean they've done that in the past. Of
Yeah,
if you wreck somebody under caution or you bumper tap somebody under caution, they will um, maybe not suspend you. I mean they've done that in the past too, but they will definitely let you know there's going to be a points penalty. You're probably paying $50,000, and
what
yeah,
was the punishment for Logano back in however long ago that was when he swiped at whoever on pit road?
when Logano went by and like buzzed the like Austin Dillon's tower.
Yeah, but it was like his
Um,
kids.
his kids and wife and Richard Childress. Yeah.
Yeah. Was
Um,
there ever like I would expect something probably similar to that?
Logano was fined $50,000
There you go.
for that incident. I don't think he received a.
No points penalty or
I don't
anything.
think it was a points penalty. And then the other incident that comes to mind at I think it was Nashville. It was another very similar track to Chicagoland. On the backstretch one year, Carson Hocevar just had enough, and I think he just spun. Was that Zane Smith he spun? Never mind. That actually makes a lot of sense then. Carson Hocevar penalty. I want to see what that penalty under caution. We're so prepared. Yeah, I was at
What's
Nashville.
new?
He spun Harrison Burton. Okay, so very similar, at least in my head. Harrison Burton and Zane Smith apparently. Um, he was penalized $50,000 and 25 driver points. This was not as egregious, but however, Austin Hill is a repeat offender at this point
Yeah.
for doing incredibly stupid things. So I would not be shocked if he gets the same penalty or if they just say, look, you're not even a Cup Series regular. Sit down for a race
Yeah.
in the Cup Series, at least. So I don't know. I think it's a very messy situation. SVG was funny talking about it. Of he was going to talk to him, but Austin only grunts. So there's there's no nothing to talk about. But I
Like a
think
little back of the pack banter.
yeah, and I think they're going to be near each other a lot this season. So
Yeah.
this might not be over.
That's two slower fellas
Two slower fellas, at least
on
on the
ovals.
ovals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think SVG will have a good car this weekend. He's been good at Atlanta,
Everybody
so
moves from front to back though at Atlanta at some point though.
that's true. So and you never know who's going to get caught up in a wreck or
Exactly.
actually.
Everybody's around everybody in Atlanta.
Well, and Austin Hill is going to be a sneaky pick for a lot of people this week.
I don't know how sneaky that is at this point. I
It's
mean,
just
if you've ever watched any, at least when we went Xfinity and now
well,
O'Reilly races, it's like, oh my gosh,
it's Austin Hill and then like Jesse Love clogging the entire pack.
it's awful.
It's yeah, it makes that product near
But
unwatchable.
now it's like, I will say that this is totally off topic, but now I feel like the field used to be scared of them.
Well, and the difference is too is the Cup field is not going to just keep pushing Austin Hill. They are going to jump out of line if it
Yeah.
comes to that. Like they
That's not,
they
they were
are.
scared in the O'Reilly series to not push him. They're like, if we're not behind the 21, we ain't going to be in the front, you know.
I mean,
Now they don't go. Now all these junior motorsports cars have some speed. So
so I am. very, very interested in how that race goes. I know that we're supposed to be talking about Chicagoland, but we keep bringing up Atlanta. I'm so
I'm
excited.
so excited.
Um,
I cannot
Chicagoland,
wait.
fantastic race. Atlanta is my baby.
Yeah,
It'll always be my favorite track, or one of them at the very bare minimum. So,
huge bummer that it's a Sunday night.
see, I get to watch it because it's a Sunday night, not a
I
Saturday night.
hate that it's being, and this is such a what I don't know what the term is, but this is
First world problem.
such a privileged take that I'm going to be like tired on Monday from going to the race in person.
Oh no, whatever will you do?
I know. Hey, they got
So,
AC in the suites though. I'll be all right.
yeah, oh no, whatever will you do from having to watch a fantastic race from a suite,
Oh
and you don't even have to be in the heat? Oh
no,
my
just for the
goodness.
garage tour.
Oh no, I get to see all the cars. Oh
I'm
gosh, no.
I'm bringing. I've got my brother-in-law who's 11 for Christmas gave me. He bought with his own money for $1.50 off eBay a Chris Buescher like just Prism trading card, and he gave it to me in a little card sleeve.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna slip it in my back pocket on the garage tour. I'm just gonna be like, if he's there, because we're gonna be with like the 20 car and the Ream folks and that kind of stuff. I will be wearing this hat though, just
To let everybody know what time it is.
yeah, just in case anyone wasn't wearing a watch.
Yeah.
But I will have the Busher card in my pocket ready to roll with a Sharpie, just in case.
So, um, away from the actual on track, do you want to talk about Zillage a little bit? I feel like we kind of already touched on him when we compared him to Corey Heim,
I mean, at
but
this point, it's like, what do we even say? It's just like my
it
man
because I know
just gets
Zillage
caught up in everything. Whether it's his fault or not at this point, it's getting to the point where it's borderline comical, yet I feel terrible.
is like next year. It's like okay, I could see him like absolutely exploding because he just won't have this bad of luck.
I could also see next year being a slump because it's just so much negative momentum. Like, that has to take a toll on you.
So
It could go either way. I hope it's not what I say because I really do like Zilich. I think he's very talented. But I mean that's like approaching probably some self doubt territory. When
just
you
gotta
have
keep putting him in
what's the
the O'Reilly
stat?
series.
More, yeah, seriously,
More DNFs
he has more
than
DNFs
lead
than
lap
lead
finishes.
lap finishes. Absurd. That is the craziest. That is crazy for
I
a.
believe,
And I'm not going to do air quotes because he truly is, I think, generational. But like for a generational, like that's a crazy stat.
and I get the Trackhouse is doing him zero favors, but that has to weigh on you
At some
because
point, too, like
this is the first time he's ever
you gotta,
struggled behind the
at
wheel of
some point though,
anything.
you gotta. At some point though, like if you're this highly touted, like you gotta figure something out.
Well, he's shown some glimpses, like
Yeah,
he's shown some stuff, and when he wrecks, it is majority of the time not his fault.
yeah. But I mean, what do they say about playing? What do they say about playing in the garbage or something like that?
Their own smell.
You're gonna be taken out with the trash or whatever, something like that. So I'm saying about that. It's like the first step is qualifying better,
But I
and
mean, none
that's
of the
not.
Trackhouse cars qualify well,
That's what I'm saying. But like, that's the first step. A lot of these guys are not wrecking out in the front like this.
unless you're next to the five. Then they're all bets are off. But
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I was driving home and saw him spin, and before I could even say who's going to say it, you already said it.
so it's fun to make fun of Kyle Larson.
It's more fun to make fun of Carl Larson when you have someone in your group chat that is a major glazer.
Okay. I'm looking now at the points. Let's start at the top because I think this is the less interesting conversation. I asked you last week if Tyler Reddick was already cooked. You said no. Tyler Reddick, I mean, terrible luck. Just something
Yeah, seriously.
broke
Second
his
time
oil
Chris Buescher
pan.
has been utterly screwed by exploding oil in the
So,
span of like the 3 weeks. It's absurd.
so bad luck for, I mean, Tyler Reddick, who was going to be top 10 today, and Chris Buescher. Also, he was starting to march to the front when that happened. So bad luck all around. I think Tyler Reddick is he needs to either win or get some serious stage points and a good finish at Atlanta, because this is traditionally one of Denny's not great tracks. And don't look now, but there is a neon yellow 12 car rapidly approaching in the
I know.
lead.
That's what I
So
pulled up the points. And I was like, I wonder how far Blaney is. Not that far. This has been the sneakiest third place season for Blaney.
it just feels like if he could ever find, he already is on another gear. I think the fact that he is doing what he's doing in terms of top tenning the
He
field to
he need,
death,
he needs that last gear. That it's not a him problem.
yeah, it's a Penske problem, right?
It's
It's
a
a
Ford
Ford.
problem. If he gets that last gear from a manufacturer standpoint, I mean, and it's really frustrating. I'm telling you what, like watching when your favorite driver drives a Ford, that's what makes watching Corey Haim so fun. Is you're like, man, this guy's got a rocket ship. But when I'm watching Chris drive, I'm like, good grief, he just does not. He's just like, you can just tell. It's like he just dives into a corner, and it's like, all right, well, that Toyota, how is that possible?
I don't think Blaney can catch Hamlin because I don't think Hamlin's done winning.
No,
Reddick has to, he doesn't have to return to the form he did at the beginning of the season, but just for momentum's sake, I do think he needs to probably win one
he's got a
before
little bit
the
of Connor
chase.
Zilisch luck going on.
He's had some terrible luck at the moment,
Yeah,
but I mean the cars are fast. I would rather have bad luck and the cars be fast than have okay luck, decent
yeah,
luck, and the cars not be great.
oh yeah,
So Blaney is kind of a superhero at the moment. What is this, like 8 top 10s in a row? It's
yeah.
insane. Is considering how bad Penske and Ford is. I mean, Cindric and Logano. Cindric had a little bit of speed, and then they were both up front for
Citric and
like.
clean air. I mean, everybody looks good in clean air, but I was impressed.
But Cindric was better than Logano. Logano, he ran like 10 laps in the front ish because of pit strategy, but
Not
he
his
was
year.
he was not good,
Not
and he
his
is
year.
now outside the chase looking in.
Not. He's been outside the chase.
Oh yeah, no, he gained 2 spots actually, and he's still outside the chase. Okay, my bad. Yeah, that's a reflex of thinking. Yeah, at least the 22's in. It got
No,
to be in.
he's been out for
No,
weeks.
so and there we have a very very interesting points battle. The cut line is currently Eric Jones. He's 353 points back, and only 19 points separate 16th from 20th.
Mm.
So we have a very, very fun time. And I mean, I'm not sure you can even count McDowell or Chastain out quite yet because they are still within 40 points or less. So
You run
very, very
into a win
good.
at a super speedway, and you're right back in it.
And I think Zane Smith, Zane Smith is well back. If he gets a win this weekend, which is very possible,
That's
he is
very
fantastic
possible.
at Atlanta. There is a, I mean, he's right back in it too. So Zane's had speed. He's just been stupid.
Yeah,
He's had a lot of Kyle Larson kind of stuff. Not quite as fast, but
yeah.
um, and that's your look at the points. Let's talk about this a little bit more scheduling stuff, and we'll get out of here so we can watch the World Cup game. I don't think you would want to watch soccer at any point in my
I
life.
do when everyone cares and my country's involved.
Yep.
I have been loving this World Cup, and I will
So
go back to not watching soccer
yeah,
one inkling until the next one.
as soon as the U.S. is eliminated or wins.
I'll keep watching. I'm a big Norway guy.
Oh, there's some jokes to be made there. Anyways,
I don't get the jokes, but
that's okay. I'll explain them later.
oh boy,
So the Fourth of July
we was
weekend.
Vikings. Sorry, go ahead.
The Fourth of July has been in Chicago the last 4 years. Before that, it was at Road America. Historically, this is a track. Fourth of July is hosted at Daytona. Do you think Chicago is the best place to host this Fourth of July, or should we race, or should we kind of rotate it around? I think a lot of cities, and especially the street course, this was a big thing with the Chicago street course, is they did not want it to be on the Fourth of July because there's already
Yeah,
so much going on, and it logistically is a nightmare.
I
So,
mean, if it races like this, absolutely,
so I
I have no qualms with that at all.
I still love Road America. I do love an oval. An oval though on the 4th of July hits me.
Yeah, a road course on the 4th of July is just not for me, unless it's Coronado. I can get behind.
Coronado's cool. I like
I
the
can get
street
behind that.
courses. I like both of them. So whatever we do there.
I I would not be opposed to Chicagoland staying
Well, I was going to bring that up later, but we can go and get into it.
for
I
the
like
4th of July too, if it
okay.
races like this.
I think it. I like the night race too for 4th of July weekend. I think
Definitely.
my only other like suggestion for a 4th of July weekend, I guess there's two or three. I think Atlanta would be a fantastic 4th of July weekend if, and this is a very big if that's a night race. It's already ran
Yeah.
because we've run some summer day or summer slash chase day races before. That sounds awful,
Oh, it'd be
and
so brutal.
um, I wouldn't do that. I also would not be opposed to running like I know right now it's in the chase, but like a New Hampshire, I think could do pretty well during the 4th of July, or even like a Nashville. I think in Nashville
I
there's
almost said
more to do.
Nashville. I think Nashville would be awesome. I'm opposed to Atlanta for extremely and only selfish reasons.
Yeah. So,
I want to go to the race and I want to also go to the lake.
oh no.
I
So,
know. That's the only pushback I have with Atlanta. I think Atlanta
um,
on the 4th of July would be sick, though. Anywhere, Daytona would be awesome. It's just
I love
summer, summer,
Daytona.
summer evening showers, though, especially in the South. Like, it's just so tough. It rains every evening.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to start on time.
Daytona in I love Daytona as the cutoff race. So,
Yeah, it does add some, like, kind of, there's just
it
the stakes are higher because anybody can run up front. I agree.
so I really enjoy that. I think Kansas has lights. Kansas could also be a very interesting if this was like Kansas 1
Yeah.
and then you run Kansas 2 later in the year. But I don't know.
What if we moved Darlington back?
So you have I don't know if I like Darlington kind of where it is though. Like I don't know. Darlington could be fun. Short track Saturday night.
I
Short
think
track.
that's like if you're talking about quintessential American NASCAR.
I mean North Wilkesboro too. I mean if we're really throwing them out there,
Yeah,
Iowa also I feel like you put on a. You're in the heartland.
I'm completely fine with. I mean, if Chicagoland, like I said, if
Chicagoland.
it races like this, then like
I think they need to figure out the logistics. I don't know if this. I don't think that the track was always this terrible at getting people in. So traffic was backed up for miles. I don't know how much of that was a fan thing, if that was an event organizer thing.
they're probably a little rusty.
So,
Been a few years.
but this brings me to my last point. Chicagoland has to return.
Oh,
That
100%.
racing is too good to leave off the schedule. And I know that both the city of Chicago and NASCAR are interested and may already have an agreement to do a Chicago street race. You have to find a way to keep Chicagoland on the schedule for the Cup Series and
Yeah,
really the Xfinity Series too, because I think both of these cars run really, really well here. So, I mean, it was a sellout crowd. I don't know how well this race will do in the future in terms of attendance, and we are still waiting on TV ratings, which determine a lot.
this
Competing
one's
against,
got to be high.
it's got to be pretty good. The only thing that's going to maybe hold it back is the World Cup going on at the same time. But
Yeah. What game was going on?
England, Mexico, so a very big game.
No, England Mexico was last night. Oh, duh.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was. It was. It
it
started
was.
at 8 after the game, or towards the end of the race.
Yeah, so stage 3 about
Yeah.
the same time. But I don't know. I think there's a way, and I think it's at least worth a shot to make a Chicago street race work with a Chicagoland.
Yeah. Good
But
work.
it kind of depends on where that date is coming from for
Yeah.
Chicagoland versus. Honestly, at this point, you could put Chicagoland in the chase, and I don't think anybody would really complain as long as
I would not complain about it.
it used to be in the chase. So you kind of shake it up a little bit, maybe give this date to Gateway or Atlanta and then go to Gateway next week.
Yeah.
Because The only thing too, if you do a race at both Chicago's, so street course and land, that puts a bunch of NASCAR tracks within a very short distance of each other. I don't know how far away Michigan is from Chicago, but I don't think it's that far.
They were saying host of ours, wherever he's from in Michigan, which is pretty close, I think, 3.5 hours.
Okay, so driving distance.
Yeah,
Joliet is about an hour away from downtown Chicago, which is where Chicagoland is. And then, I mean, Gateway, everybody forgets that's in Illinois too. That's
yeah,
in East St. Louis. So Indianapolis is also not very far from either any of these tracks. So that puts you 4 or 5 tracks right there within not very far. Kansas is about 4 hours away
yeah.
from
That's you're getting a
Gateway.
little
So
south.
that's a little bit more. But you're leaving out part of the Midwest, both that area in western Pennsylvania into Kentucky, Ohio, and the western Midwest, where I mean Minnesota,
You spend the whole summer in the Midwest. No need to go back to anywhere
Wisconsin.
else.
I mean, I'd be for it. A little Midwest swing.
That'd be yeah.
I think the obvious thing, and I've said it before, as much as I like street racing, just go back to Road America on July 4th, and then we can do Chicagoland
Yeah.
at some point. But I think NASCAR should at least attempt next year. They've got to figure out the right spacing. Maybe you do Chicago, um, the street race in May or June, and then try to do Chicagoland and the Chase in September or so. But you got to space it out
That'd be
properly.
sick. Yeah,
But definitely, we need to go back to Joliet, Indiana.
hundred
No,
percent.
Illinois. Illinois. I know my states.
You're close.
They're united. Um, Anything else you want to say before we go and watch the U.S. kick Belgium around?
I hope so.
We're really hoping.
No, nothing else. Just hoping for. I guess we'll preview the race, but I'm excited for this one.
We'll do that
I've
probably.
been counting down the weeks
I'm
to go
so
back to
excited.
Atlanta.
I'm so excited. I don't think I'm going right now. I might end up snagging a last minute ticket. We'll
Just
see.
jump on Game Time on Saturday. I bet you get
Oh,
one
that's
for
what I'm
pretty cheap.
doing.
I bet you can find one for pretty cheap.
So, until next time, I'm Cayden. That's Grant, and this was the Tri-Oval Office. So, hope you enjoyed. If you stayed this far, please leave a like and subscribe. We do this at least once a week, and our upload schedule has been terrible lately, but we're getting back on the horse. I promise. I keep saying it, but it's going to actually happen.
Summer slowdown. It's nothing. No big deal.
So, Braves baseball, and we'll have some college football content coming on the channel here very, very soon. Only 2 months
It's
out
that
now.
time, baby.
So, okay, everybody. See you next time. Peace.